So those are our favorite products. So we have to launch into the hater category. Least favorite product of the year.
I think Gloria had this answer the quickest out of all of
Product
them.
you wish you didn't test category. I'll go first.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Chemist Confessions Podcast. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Gloria.
And this is a human conversation on all the skincare science we talk about on the daily. And today we are wrapping up this year with one last episode. This episode is dedicated to us reviewing the 103 products we tested over 2025.
So Victoria took charge of putting together kind of the brief summary overview of all the products we tested. And when I was reviewing what she wrote, I was like, 103? 103? Bitch, be great.
There's no way.
Yeah, so I triple checked the math. I'm like, we tested over 100 products this year. Holy moly.
Let me review for you. So in 2025, we tested 5 occlusives, 10 barrier creams, 4 sulfur products, 3 hypochlorite acid products, 4 THD products, 10 cleansing oils, 10 gel cleansers, 5 3-O-ethyl vitamin C serums, 30 sunscreens, 7 ascorbic acid serums, 4 drugstore moisturizers, 2 Ectwin products, 5 toner pads, and 4 K-beauty products. And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, looking at this list is pretty horrendous. I will say, I think first things first, not recommended for you sitting at home. It's a lot of products, especially if you have sensitive skin. If you have sensitive skin, obviously introducing a gazillion new products is a terrible idea. And we will mention here and there that for our job, because we test so many products, one single while, our skin also gets mad at us. But honestly, I think it wasn't easy. We try to give each product as much of a fair chance as possible. Oftentimes, a lot of these testing periods will overlap, so we can kind of assess each product more thoroughly. But it was still it just feels like every day your routine has something new, and that was hard.
Yeah, I think we should review for everyone that typically when you try something new, it's going to take a lot longer than a day, which for some of these we did, like our 30-day sunscreen challenge. A lot of times for moisturizers and cleansers, they take at least a week to 10 days to even really draw a meaningful conclusion. And of course, with actives, they're going to need at least 4 to 6 weeks, at least. So, but why we review products in this manner is 1, there's just so many products to test. 2, it's a good way for us to give you an idea of the product landscape through our eyes, how we would break it down, the different formats. You guys can see real case examples of what we're talking about. And I think 3, there are like maybe instant cues that we can mention that you guys can kind of pick up on if you guys filter out, whether it's by fragrance, by initial feel, by initial finish, dry skin quirks, oily skin quirks. So hopefully the screening we do is only just data points that you can take with you as you guys are out there in the real world, standing in front of skincare shelves to kind of assess products and make hopefully a successful choice.
Yeah, so let us know if you think a format is helpful to see how we break down ingredients, texture, just some of the wording that we use when we assess a product. If there's anything else you guys want to see in how we evaluate products, let us know too. But for a chunk of today, we're going to just kind of blitz through present the year-end award to some of these products that we tested. We're just going to cover some of our favorites, least favorite, surprising categories, things and friends we learned along the journey.
Yeah, consider this the episode that if you missed out on a product episode, if you're just jumping into the Chemist Confessions world and you want a quick snapshot of the products we tested, this might be able to give you a few highlights. So we're going to start with the first category, which is favorite category we tested this year.
I think I always have to give it to sunscreens, even though we do this test every year, and I'm pretty sure I complain excessively to Victoria every year because there are a lot of crappy formulas in this category. But I enjoy testing them because it's easy for us to make helpful comments, and it's easy. The testing is much more straightforward. There isn't that much like subjectivity that we have to consider when testing these.
Sunscreens are very revealing instantaneously.
Yes, so that to me is the easiest and therefore my favorite category to test. A surprising honorable mention is moisturizers. Our first moisturizer episode this year we did on drugstore moisturizers. And to me, I have dry skin, so I have my own thoughts around what I like in a moisturizer. And to me, it's always such a subjective field. It's like, oh, I'm not sure if it's helpful. But as we're going through it, tying texture with the ingredients and comparing skin notes, I also find that content to be some of the most helpful.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on the sunscreens. I was thinking about this for a really long time. And ultimately I was like, I think I'm open to trying most things, but kind of exactly as you said on sunscreens. But probably the category that was most surprising for me was cleansers. I felt in the beginning to go into cleansers, I wasn't very excited. But then after trialing the 10 gel cleansers and 10 cleansing oils in a double cleansing routine, it was very revealing. And I think in a way, like even more analytical than when we were researching for our own blank slate cleanser, because you can see if you guys are interested in finding cleansers, we talk about how the category of even gel cleansers kind of breaks off into different texture types. There's swoopy, there's hydrating, nourishing afterfeel, there's the melting gel texture. So I think being able to like put some texture organization to the category made me more excited, and I'm open to trying it. Also, I think it's a chemist thing too. Like, I gotta be honest, from a chemist perspective, cleansers are not glamorous. If you take out the packaging, the formulation itself can be so industrial because it has to be so economical for some. So that's why it's like, maybe it's like a bleeding heart passion for the category. But yeah, I'd be open to trying more cleansers.
That's a good point. I also think for me, I had a slightly different feel about the cleanser category. I have a personal soft spot for it during that time when we're testing products, because I'm someone that's not, in my personal life, not very mindful of the cleanser step. I'm usually it does the job, la-di-da, I'm done. I'm not usually very mindful of lather time. How does it make my skin feel? Blah, blah, blah. Unless I'm formulating or doing the test. And to me, it's good testing so many different takes on this category in one go really shines a light on even how I approach or how I think about cleansers on a personal level and what my skin appreciates. So yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I think I gotta be honest, going into it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have a takeaway, but that was actually a very rewarding series for me. So, all right, so that's favorite category. Let's move on to least favorite category. Gloria's ready. She's just ready.
So for those of you who've been listening to us for some time, you'll know that we try to be as fair as possible, and we don't like to be Debbie Downers or bringing a lot of hater energy.
We've been really working on it, guys.
Yes. We've been putting positive flares on all of this, but putting together this episode, I'm always like, oh yeah, time to bring out the hater energy a little bit. So my least favorite category of products that we tested this year has to go to toner pads. Why do they exist? I spent 30 minutes trying to justify and find positivity in these products. I'm like, why do you exist? I don't get it. I don't like you.
Yes. And I think like what's magical, and hopefully you guys can accept there's to each their own. We definitely had a few that were like, I love toner pads. I use them as kind of like a mask, like a sheet mask, so we get it. But yes, I think in some ways, like aside from the convenience factor, probably what I think irks us the most is that formulation seems to go out the window in terms of texture.
I also think that category, after going through all these products this year, that was one of the products we tested pretty early on in the year. As we tested more and more products in a wide range of price points, I can appreciate that all of those guys are probably under some really, really tight price constraint, and they be cutting corners somewhere.
They don't pay the chemist.
Again, like Victoria said, this is a lot of our personal feels. If it works for you, great, but just personally, no likey. And I do have to give a second shout out to just actives as a whole. We love actives. We love talking about actives in the more sciencey type of episodes. But testing actives in such a short time, it honestly can just be really difficult. And we try to take as long as we can, because if we do a science episode, then a product episode, we're trying to test the actives for at least 2 to 3 weeks to give it a more understanding of how skins, maybe in the early signs of how it might respond. Are there any sensitivity cues and whatnot? But still really hard to give a complete and thoughtful gauge of how everything is, especially when you're testing 3 in one go. And I will say, when I was looking at the list, I was like, Ectoin, right. I remember the science. I remember the research. I don't remember a single product that we tested in that category.
So I I want to laugh because I think some of our listeners and viewers, they feel our pain. Like they really empathize because like even when we do our actives deep dives, a lot of them sometimes like they'll comment and I'll feel like they're like, they're there. It's okay. We accept that, you couldn't give us anything. And they really feel like we tried. So yeah, I always appreciate that sentiment. And as you can tell through Gloria's pain, even in trying the products, it's like, we're really trying, like, give us a sign, give us anything. So yeah. And on that same note, actually, that actually falls right in line with mine for least favorite category. And this might be surprising, but I think it has to be CE ferulic dupes.
That is surprising.
We know so much about the arena, but it's just, I think it's almost like the monotony of like just testing the same formula in like a different bottle or airless pump. Like the test itself is fine. It's something we do day in and day out. But I think like it's kind of not surprising or interesting in terms of what we encounter. And I think the other factor, kind of like what in the same sentiment that you're saying, is it just makes me want to buy like an HPLC and just like once and for all, like, which, we don't do, we can't do, we need a crap ton of money for that. So I think sometimes like when we do see ferulic dupes, it's like, yeah, I know what to look for. It feels very standard. It just doesn't feel like it doesn't give me a lot of excitement.
I can see that. Yeah. And I think for me, I understand because that's the formula. It's been such a classic. And for ingredient perspective, if we're sharing new data, new finding, new pairings, there's some newness to it. But on the formulation side, it does feel like a little bit of a stagnant field.
Yes, and I think I also feel the sentiment because one friend of ours actually reached out and was like, I'm looking for a new CE ferulic dupe to try. Like, is there anything else? I've tried the Timeless. I've tried like whatever you guys recommended. And I was sitting there being like, I don't even know. like I also kind of feel a little bit like stale with the whole category, and that's the state of dupes right now, but anyways, maybe that'll just promote some motivation in the antioxidant realm for us. So
yes.
Yeah. All right, so that's least favorite. All right, let's talk about most surprising category that we researched or topic that we researched this year. So I think most surprising category is cleansing oils. I kind of already like hinted at like cleansers in general being very like happy about it, but I think cleansing oils was a realm that I was like really not looking forward to. The concept is not something I look forward to, but for those of you that listened to the episode know, had a ton of feels. There's very different cues to look for. Most surprising or most memorable things for me was smell, and 2 would be the general rubbing of on skin. Some oils do the glide that you're expecting, some don't seem to glide very well and feel like you're pulling at skin. So I think, I just, I feel like the cleansing oil category, I had way more feels than I ever thought.
That makes Victoria feel the closest to all the chemists that worked on this product. It's like, I see you thought about this, or I see that you haven't thought about this.
I see that y'all didn't care about this at all. Y'all just had to come out with a cleansing oil.
It's like the ones where we're like, yes, I can imagine what happened at the bench or didn't happen at the bench.
Yeah, so I think that one was for me.
That's pretty good. For me, my most surprising category is hypochlorite acid.
Yeah.
When it kind of took off, when the category took off, we did some homework to look at the data and whatnot. But this year we really like dug in deep on everything, and that one I would say on the product side was a little torturous because when we have to talk about spray range and droplet size, we are really
confirming that everyone still used a metal spring.
Yeah, it's just
we're gonna dissect pumps. Yeah,
it's one where the product category is kind of what it is, but at the same time, the amount of data behind the scenes and finding Briotech and their stability data and whatnot, it's something that I was not excited doing that episode at all. But digging deep into it, it's like, it is a category that despite, like to me, what's pleasantly surprising is a lot of things in skincare. Once it has fame, sometimes it's momentum for people to do more research, but sometimes it's just like, it's good enough. People write on that reputation and no additional work will be done. But to me, it's kind of interesting and nice to find out that hypochlorite acid has like additional legs behind it is more interesting than I gave it credit for before we did the deep dive.
Also, noteworthy that hypochlorite acid is now the only ingredient that we tell people to put in the fridge.
Yes.
Like, we have not told anyone, not any of the antioxidants, not any of them, but hypochlorite acid is the one where we're like, you're probably better off. That shelf life is really
not great.
Yeah. All right. So that covers it for categories. If you're interested in any of the topics we cover, we will provide the links below in the description. But otherwise, we're going to take a quick break and reflect on the animal fun fact.
Okay, my favorite this year has got to be snail racing. We did a lot of weird human behaviors in the animal world this year in terms of the pageants, the races. It's all very bizarre.
Drunk mosquitoes and drunk people, or
yes.
Mosquitoes and music festivals.
Yes, a lot of weird stuff. But I love snail racing because A, it has such a long history. I had no idea it's a thing, but it's been around for 100+ years. And B, it's really wholesome. It's just like a fun family day, and people like grandpas bring in their grandkids, and it's super cute. And there's nothing, at least I don't think there's anything scandalous about it. I feel like a lot of stuff we share, especially in the whole like human racing and or beauty pageant things that we share about camel beauty pageants and cheating, it all gets into an area where it's like, should you be putting Botox in camels? But snails, I feel like it's just very...
No one's doing Botox on snails.
I hope not. It just feels very, very genuine, very wholesome, and very simple. So highly recommend that one. Check it out. I will say a close second has to be a really brief animal fun fact we shared in the beginning of the year, which is, I think this was in the Czech Republic, but basically humans have been procrastinating building dams for political reasons and whatnot. And by the time they finally got fine, we'll build a dam. And they went there and realized the beavers had already built them one.
Beavers are better than humans.
Yes.
Yes, those are great. And on that same wholesome note, I think the most memorable one for me is the tarantula beauty pageant. Weirdly enough, it is also quite wholesome. They like participants will submit their like painting, like their art on tarantulas. You know, it's feels very like homegrown. I also remember it because a couple of their, I guess, like beauty requirements or things that they judge on is to make sure they have the proper leg count, which freaks me out still thinking about it. And that, you know, that the recently molted tarantulas will usually do the best in our beauty pageant.
For me, I still have an image of owners like coming in with tiny brushes and like cleaning up after their hair or something.
Just giving them a...
Well, kind of like dog and cat shows. Yeah. You gotta groom them before you bring them to your show. It just makes sense.
Oh, God. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoy the animal fun fact. It has been with us since we started this podcast. And if you guys have fun animal happenings that you'd like to share with us, that would be great too. We love all the inspiration.
Yes, I was going to say our editor is still haunted by the image of fish with human teeth that we presented him. So if you have anything that will spook our editor, let us know.
All right. In the second half, we are actually going to go through actual products this time. So we'll start again with our favorite product out of the bunch.
So my favorite product of the year has got to be Banana Boat Lightest Air Sunscreen. I think as far as sunscreen, a US filter sunscreen goes, this one is just a really good balance of everything. Is this the lightest sunscreen you'll possibly ever test across everything? No, but for the price point, the texture, the reapplication on it, everything is, to me, just hits a sweet spot. I still use this a lot personally when I go out on sporting days. On a day-to-day basis, we tested this on our faces. It's nice enough for face, but there's nicer out there for face, so I use this a lot for body. Still just a nice all-arounder. I have a special shout-out for Revisions.
Yeah. That's a great one.
A very pricey product.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I still walk away feeling meh about THD ascorbate. But with the combination of everything, this is one that even after testing, I've had in my routine pretty much this whole time. I have some dark spots from postpartum, just hormone shenanigans. I do think it helps line everything up. It does work. I do find that it's brightening. It does work on me. And it does throw, for me, it ends the monotony of continuing to use C for like a little bit. Though I will say, the longer I use it, the more I'm like in that camp of, ooh, I'm not sure if you're going to love this if you have oily skin, because it's filmy. and it has a tack to it. Yeah, so even when layering, I can feel that tack shine through. Even on me, it's just present enough that I'm like, oh, I don't love it, but I can live with it. I don't mind it all that much. But if you are someone that's like, if you don't love that kind of texture, then not for you. But I do find that this is the one active that we tested that I still have in my routine.
And has a clinical published clinical. So yes, that's a great one. For me, I was gonna say Banana Boat was an easy one. The only thing I would add to what Gloria said was that Gloria's right in that it is not a perfect sunscreen. No. When you apply, especially for body, usually people just like goop it on, so it's quite a big amount. It takes quite a while to rub in. That's the only thing that I think kind of deters. I at least like when I'm in group outings, I share with my friends and family. We're like, oh, this is a good one. And then they apply it on and then they're like, oh, it's not going in. I was like, well, you got to keep rubbing. So that's the only thing I'm like, it's a little weird about that one. But otherwise, yeah, that's easy. I'll try to provide another one. I think in that same sentiment, when I think about products we've tried that happen to still stick around and then I reach for, I actually do want to give the CL Tint Protect a shout out because while I don't necessarily always use it as a replacement for sunscreen, it actually functions quite well as a foundation for me. I don't like high coverage, and I think it does provide just the right amount of coverage for me where my skin still looks like my skin. So I think, in terms of I find the tint category is improving a lot, but what's really painful is that a lot of times they're kind of like not good at either sunscreen or foundation. That's the problem with tints, right? Because they're trying to find that sweet spot. In the end, they're kind of just like mediocre in each category. So this is where I was like, I find that surprising, where I do find as like a foundation, it's actually quite good for me if you're like my kind of coverage kind of person. So yeah, that's it.
So those are our favorite products. So we have to launch into the hater category. Least favorite product of the year.
I think Gloria had this answer the quickest out of all
product you wish you didn't test category. I'll go first. It is the Roche-Posay Cicaplast
Sunscreen, right?
Yeah, the official name is Cicaplast Balm B5 UV Dimethicone Skin Protectant / Sunscreen. I have the Cicaplast Balm. La Roche-Posay makes some great sunscreens. If you've DM'd us for sunscreen recommendations, Anthelios is usually on our list. We tested out we've used a big range of La Roche-Posay sunscreens, and we're typically pretty happy with them. This is not it. This is a terrible product. And there is a big community on Reddit or just online with sensitive skin that really believes in the Cicaplast product. Yes. Therefore, this also has a special place in these people's hearts. It could be a skin type thing, but there is no way that if you apply the proper amount that this junk doesn't pill on you. And it's so white. How it's already using US filters. How is it that's white? It's a chemical sunscreen.
I feel like Laura's like yelling into the Reddit Abyss thread being like, it doesn't have to be this way.
No, it's just like, I should say that it's a hybrid sunscreen. It has zinc and chemical sunscreen filters, but it's just all in all, it's just really a terrible product all around. To the point where I'm like, how did this get approved? Why do people like this? The only way I can think of is you are way under applying if you like this texture. Like I hate it.
I was like, maybe it was supposedly a baby formula, and then they were like, well, there's a waste of R&D. We'll just turn it into a Cicaplast formula because
if you know,
they're more easygoing about texture.
Yeah,
which should not be the case. No.
I think for me, excusable. I couldn't find a single redeeming quality about this one. I think in the actual sunscreen episode, I was less angry about this. I don't know why today I'm just not even gonna mince my words. I hate it.
Also, I have to say, like, whatever poor chemist got that brief that's like high level of dimethicone and high level of powder is brutal.
Yeah,
it's just brutal.
Yeah, just a quick demo for everyone. This is just a little drop of
I'm counting.
This is just a little drop. This is way under applying, by the way. It is very creamy to the point that it's greasy on my dry skin. And it's just not going in. AJ, this is way too long. If you just stop here...
It's still white.
Yeah, if you just stop here...
I still see the streak.
Yeah, you might think that, it's a creamy moisturizing formula. But it just it doesn't really settle, and by the end of this episode, I will pill. So there you go.
All right.
Anyway, that that was that.
I'm not sure if I can top that rage, but when I was thinking about it, I was like, what was most memorable? The most memorable moment of worst product has to be the one that made my eyelids stick together. And that's got to be the Numbuzins toner pads. I really mean it. I think they really just don't care about formulation, texture, aesthetic at all. And I basically did full face application, and I think like 10 minutes in, I could feel that my eye, in order to blink, had to peel itself off of my upper eye. So I would say that's probably got to be my worst product. Yeah, toner pads.
I remember that one because a lot of them come with these little like tweezers to like pick it off. It's also got the worst tweezer of the bunch. It's like now it's like it's just an idiot.
It doesn't
tweezer.
have a yeah. There's no spring to it.
You know those like ads with high precision like eyebrow tweezers and stuff that talk about how like the point is super precise. This is the anti that. It's like a chunky plastic that like when you clip it together,
like 2 hooves.
Yeah, you're like Yep.
Okay. So with that negative energy out of the way now, let's talk about most surprising products out of the bunch. Gloria, with that negative energy out of the way.
Victoria's laughing because I think she picked a more positive, surprising product. But my first train of thought was the Etude House Soon Jump Barrier Cream was surprising because for a product called 2X, I was very surprised that it wasn't very moisturizing.
It's actually like a 0X.
Yeah, for me, it's like I can see a place as in someone's routine as a very basic, lightweight moisturizer. Especially if you have younger, healthier, normal skin. But for something called
great
2X,
for a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. 2X intense. It's just not. So for me, that was such a mystifying, like I was very surprised that you called it 2X because the formula itself doesn't offend me. It's the marketing around it that mystified me.
Just why you gotta claim that? Be who you are. Be a 0X.
Yeah, just a light barrier. I'll be like, okay, it's a light barrier cream. I would not be so mad.
Yeah, so in terms of surprising product of the bunch, I do want to say, I think the Riedel shot was a really surprising product for me all around. Surprising when I tried it the first time. Surprising when we dug into the research because we ended up with like 50 more questions that we felt like unanswered. And then surprising when we got to team up with VT and actually, thank God, learned about all of their safety testing that they did on their product. So that whole journey in terms of Riedel shot, very surprising.
Yeah, definitely not planned. So yeah.
So that was a really fun one. So if you're curious, definitely take a look at that journey for us. And then finally, I threw in this question last minute, something that I feel like would just be fun for everyone is, Gloria, is there a product that you've secretly been using that we have, and this doesn't, lab R&D, products do not count, but secretly been using that we haven't covered in our podcast that you'd like to give a shout out to?
So I don't have it with me because I finished it, and it is the Tarte Cushion Foundation. We tested this in our sunscreen series. Again, like most tinted products,
we didn't really talk about Tarte too much in the sunscreen.
No, it's just
that was a kind of blip. Yeah,
that was a weird one because by design, the way you're supposed to use cushion foundation, it's not a sunscreen, right? You're never going to apply enough for that advertised level of coverage.
Then all the importing of Asian sunscreen stuff got weird. Things got weird.
Yeah, so that was one that we didn't talk about very much, but we did test it, and I just kept it in my arsenal. And I really like that product and actually finished using it because I'm not a big makeup person. So on days when I want to look more put together, I'm usually kind of at a loss. Like to me, I feel like I'm very clumsy. I don't have the technique and to do the finish and the coverage I like. But Tarte to me is like idiot proof. Idiot, me, makeup idiot here. It's really easy for me to achieve the look that I want. It can have pretty good coverage without looking cakey. It's not for everyone because I don't think if you are someone that wear foundation every day, you will run out very quickly because I think that cushion compact, it looks juicy, but there's a cushion in there. So the net weight of it is a lot less than like a bottle of foundation.
I think on Reddit, there's actually quite a community of cushion junkies. And I remember when we were kind of looking into Tarte, there's actually people that have like tested so many. So I would be so curious if there's anyone that's like a cushion fanatic. Definitely let us know. We would love to know. And I think also for me, especially is like, my skin tone, just slightly more yellow, slightly darker. Is it actually going to fit on me, or am I going to look like a mime? I think that's the hardest part for me.
So Tarte, the one that Victoria picked up, was way too light for her. Yeah. That's why I just kind of swiped it.
I tried to get the darker one too.
Yeah, and I think because Tarte is like picked up, they now have options that's like with darker skin tone. But the ones that you can buy in Asia tend to be super pale. It's a winter shade for me. Like during summer, it's a little too dark for me too. I mean, too pale.
Yeah. So anyways, definitely let us know on that one. For me, we tested 30 sunscreens, but this is the one.
This was not one of the 30.
This is the one that I actually use now religiously. Biore Aqua Rich is still a favorite, an easy, recommendation. But in terms of like sweating, you're out there like just going through like, I don't know, high friction scenarios where you're wiping, this has to be the best for me. And I am willing to live with like that hint of something. It's a cast. I don't want to say it's a cast because it's not that strong, but there is a hint of that.
It just makes your skin look skin minus. It's like a little
like someone put the gradient like 95%. Like
someone photoshopping your face a little bit.
Yeah, just a smidge. But I think this one, we have actually not tested this specific Athleism product in our sunscreen series, but yeah, really good.
So Biore Athleism is it's now a big range of products. Yeah. I will say that we tested one of the original, I think the liquid one, the Shake liquid one, I think 2 years ago now. That one, really good, but it's a little drying. The tube that Victoria has to me is a really good balance of that performance, that powdery finish without being too dry. Yeah. I find their spray to be a little dry too, so that one truly is really good.
It's a hardcore line. I think in terms of like overall wear, like just film that is not meant to leave your skin like hardcore.
To date, when I went to the beach with Athleism, it's still the only beach trip I've had that I walked away without even a hint of a tan line. Honestly, probably not reapplying too religiously either. It's just that robust of a sunscreen. Yeah. So if you have access to Asian sunscreen, got a friend there, got some travel plans, load up.
Great one. Yeah. All right. So that wraps up our review, our reflection of 103 products we've tried this year. All I gotta say is I hope it's been fun for you guys. It's been really eye-opening, and I think for Gloria and I, who's like in the industry, like really in the industry, and just almost knows probably too much about how these formulas are made, it's been really enjoyable being able to share, our experiences with you guys and kind of get your user insights. And yeah, hopefully this has been a fun discovery journey for all of us.
Yeah, and we're super grateful for anyone who shared their personal experiences with these products below, because it just really helps someone else out. Yeah. At the end of the day, skincare should be a fun, exploratory category where everyone's skin is very personal. So when you land on that winner, it's always very rewarding.
So we'll hint at next year. Our goal is that we will be looking to you guys to help fill in the lineup of topics, and more of that to come in January. Yep. But otherwise, we will see you guys next time. Bye.